Welcome back everybody. It's been a little while since I have uploaded a video, and in fact it's been a month. It's the end of the month. I have to do a scent of the month, and I'm going to do a review of that scent of the month. This month, for June 2019, I am going to review Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Absolue pour le Soir. Okay, just some background about Absolue pour le Soir. This was released in 2010, so it's been around nearly a decade now. It is, when you start learning about fragrances, one of MFK's, probably amongst the fraghead community, better known fragrances. Along with things like Baccarat Rouge and Grand Soir and all, and you know, quite a few of the aqua line. Absolue pour le Soir is still available. If contrary to what you might read here and there was some talk that it might have been discontinued. I think the reason for that is because I know here in Australia, where the stores that stock MFK do not have Absolue pour le Soir, but this, as you know, as little as a couple of hours ago, was still readily available to purchase on the MFK website. It's a 70ml. This bottle is a 70ml eau de parfum concentration. And before I go ahead, very big thank you, of course, to my friend Breezy Fragrance. Bree gifted me this partial bottle that she had. It was so generous of her, and I'll forever be in your gratitude, Bree. Okay, let's move on with the review. The notes for this fragrance on the official note listing for MFK are cumin, rose honey, Bulgarian rose honey, incense, benzoin and sandalwood. Not in that order, but they're the officially listed notes on the website. So what I immediately get in the opening here is sweaty cumin mixed in with this. The honey, yes, the honey's there, and honey can be a little bit, there are facets of honey that can be also a little bit urinous, but this one here does have that little infused rose in it. So it's a delicate balance. So what it is people can find this a little bit challenging, and it's mainly because of those factors of honey and cumin. In the opening, it's probably at its most human, because the reason I say human is because what I get from it is that perfect point in time when skin gets a little bit sweaty, and it is right at the point where it's a very attractive smell before it becomes stale and stinky. And that's, I guess, what the goal of a perfume that uses human/animalic facets to achieve. I don't know anyone who really wants to smell like stale sweat or poo and pee. I just don't. But right here is that really sensual aroma that you get. You know, that you smell through intimate moments, where that lightly sweaty, sweet muskiness of skin is probably the most attractive scent at any given time that you can smell. That's what that opening reminds me of. So I have no issue with the cumin here being overly sweaty or the honey being too pissy. It is just perfectly balanced and blended. So there is a very sensual opening to this fragrance. Now, as this develops, a few minutes in, when I was testing this, I then pick up incense. So it's like this really light smokiness. But if you can picture those English moors where you have that low-level fog drifting on the ground, where you can't see your feet below you. And just imagine this in a perfume where you have incense drifting over creamy sandalwood, because it starts to get a little bit woody, and the incense drifts, it's like it's drifting over your skin. So it's kind of now taken over from that slightly sweaty opening, slightly sweaty sweet opening. It's becoming a little bit creamier and smokier. And one of the things that I love about Absolue pour le Soir is that it develops, and eventually when it goes past this heart phase, some amber elements, sweeter amber elements come in, and it never gets full on vanilla-y sweet. It's probably more of a benzoin taking place in the amber accord, but it's still balanced off by this creamy woody note, which is probably the sandalwood. So it never gets too sickly sweet and ambery, but it's just right, and all through it always has that edge from the opening. So it's not a very I would never describe it as a very polite, sweet thing, like something like from MFK Grand Soir is like a rich, opulent amber. This never gets to that point, which is kind of, I think, what the whole beauty of it is that it retains a bit of its edge and its sexiness and its sensuality all the way through, but at the same time develops, and it is one of the most sensual. When I say sensual in describing a fragrance, I know it's pretty much a nothing word. What does it mean? To me, it just evokes feelings of intimacy, sensuality, smelling someone close up, getting to know that smell, becoming familiar, and wearing Absolue pour le Soir is a little bit of that experience, and it makes me feel that little bit more attractive, that little bit sexier. I'm not going to go, I've never gotten, well, I have gotten one compliment from this, but it's all about how I feel as opposed to how people might perceive the way I smell. To cut a long story short, and to wrap up this review, I love this fragrance. If you can handle some human elements of it, namely the opening, which is a little bit beautifully sweaty sweet, the development is to die for, the performance is great, like at least 8 hours that you can continually smell, but it's not a huge projector because I don't think you want it to be. I think you can smell it on yourself easily. You have a lovely little cloud bubble around you for a whole day. It was made for the evening, but I wear it anytime. One thing I will say is I don't think I could wear this in warm weather. Luckily it's cold, it's rainy today, and this has just been perfect, and I love it. Absolue pour le Soir, still available. Please do try and smell it and let me know what you think if you have. Thanks a lot. See you next time.